Shane's podcast. It's heavy metal news, you dork. I call you dork because that's my loving name for you. What are we gonna do? We're gonna listen to Shane's Jive Talkin with Shane. What's he gonna talk about this week, baby girl? I think it's heavy metal news, dear. Heavy metal news. You do it good. You do the heavy metal news. The best on YouTube is the best. On YouTube, he's the best. On YouTube, and the algorithm knows that he's the best. And the piano work is insane. Let's listen to Shane. I damn near just choked on that mint. Guys, I'm not going to work you over with the mints this time. I know I know that some of you may be irritated by the mints. I can't help it. Okay? But welcome one and all back to what? The greatest heavy metal news, heavy metal podcast on YouTube, serving hundreds every week. Every damn week, I welcome you. We've got all kinds of news, but my friends, I'm going to show you a drum solo at the end of this thing that's going to blow your damn socks off. Bobby Rock. I stood up and saluted my TV after I saw this. You seen the cat man, what's his name? Drew Barrymore, the sweet cheeks, the apple cheeks on Eric Singer with the cat man makeup on. You've seen him where he does the double bass and he's folding the towel. He pats himself off because he's got a little bit of sweat there, and then he folds a towel. I'm going to show you a man that is fed water in the middle of a drum solo. And he takes his towel and he says, "Oh, you gonna fucking fold it like you're down there doing the laundry? I'm gonna throw it over my face and keep playing." I just come across this Bobby Rock. You know who Bobby Rock is? Vinnie Vincent Invasion. He was this big, beefy, Italian-looking guy in that Vinnie Vincent Invasion video, Boys Are Gonna Rock. Go watch this drum roll. That one that he does all the way down. Boys Gonna Rock. Boys Gonna Rock. He's got bright blue or purple eyeshadow on. And I'm telling you right now, that was one of the most blistering drum rolls that I had heard at that time in my life. I mean, let's face it, the guitar playing from Vinnie Vincent was pretty cray-cray as well, right? Because he just closes his eyes and starts hitting notes. But this drum solo has it all, including one of my biggest pet peeves. You'll find out about that at the end of this podcast. This is 209 of Jive Talking with Shane Diablo. He's spitting his fucking mints out, and he's getting right to it with David, the Dave Man Coverdale. Now, I want to welcome you all. Half of this podcast, if you've Googled me on AI, and it just says so many wonderful things about me. You know, some of you guys are really ripping this AI apart because it's making terrible fucking country songs and glam rock songs. But from all accounts, it's been pretty nice to me. So even if you're saying that there's some kind of overlord takeover, I kind of feel like AI is liking me. AI is loving Shane Diablo, and it's saying, let's pimp this dude. He knows what he's got going on. All right? But I don't even know what the hell I was talking about with that. But basically, David Coverdale, he's finally said goodbye. He's getting off social media because he truly wants to enjoy his retirement. Of course, he quit. He stopped doing Whitesnake, but he said it's okay for them to continue to keep doing Whitesnake. But we're all over the place. We've got plenty of things. Before we get into this news, off topic, but kind of pre-topic, or not topic, because I wanted to hit this right out of the gate, is if you haven't heard, we've got Gene Simmons' humble apology. That's in here in this episode. But if you want to hear Eddie Trunk go ballistic for 30 minutes on Gene Simmons, he did it. Because I guess Gene had come out, and it's probably in that story, but he said that Ace, first he said something stupid about how do you die falling downstairs, which I thought was a little, what? Gene, I've fallen and I can't get up. I mean, you don't think, come on. And Gene's up there in the years too. Don't tell me you haven't rolled up to a set of stairs at Thanksgiving and went, oh fuck, here we go. And I got mashed taters and fucking cranberries in this hand too. I got to go down these stairs. Everyone's had to go down in a goddamn basement at one time or another with carpet on the stairs. Didn't I just tell you that story last week about how I dumped that tang down those beautiful creamy tan stairs? Where was I going? Down in the basement. Anyways, Eddie rips him. I mean, I felt my clenching up. Remember when Daddy was coming after you with the belt? Clenching. And he let him have it. Even with those big, long, dramatic pauses. And how dare you, Gene? Say the things you've said. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And I'm with him 100% on it. Well, Eddie Trunk, he demanded you must put out an apology, a retraction within 24 hours. Gene Simmons has done that. That story is here. We're going to watch Bobby Rock. We're going to get into it. Let's learn about David Coverdale. The man wants to quit the internet and all of that, and he just wants to go live. And I'll tell you what, my friends, go spend a little bit of time. I would suggest by yourself. It's always better when you don't have to pay attention, but just go step into a park, go step into the woods, go step into a treed area by yourself. Look up, look around, take some deep breaths, and just take it all in. Because it truly is better than the internet. Because you just pick up the, what? Oh, what happened now? Who cares? Right? Except for this podcast and these things that I have going on, we need to keep an eye on. I'm welcoming you. I'm loving you. If you're still here, if you're saying, what in the fuck am I watching? What is this? This is my podcast, and we're going to get to it right now. David Coverdale. Now, he did say in his video that they put away the hair. Because he was quite honest. He said they tease it in there and they tie it in by the roots or whatever, so it looks longer. But he's still got a good face on him there. I mean, he still looks, that's what they call one of them. Is that a jarhead? The squareness of the nature of it. But he's a striking man. So let's get into it now. Welcome. David Coverdale says he will withdraw from social media. He's a very distinguished man, isn't he? I will withdraw from social media in order, I don't know where I'm going, in order to enjoy his recent announcements in retirement from 50 years in Whitesnake. Legendary British rocker vocalist David the Coverdale. Whitesnake and of course, Deep Purple, you know him from that shit, has revealed that he is planning to withdraw from social media. I say it's true to you. In order to enjoy his recently announced retirement from rock and roll business. Earlier today, Thursday, December 11th, Coverdale shared the following statement via his social media, in which he will not be any longer withdrawing from it. But after this, he went to his statement via his social media. So he said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters of the snake. After over 20 fun-filled years of interacting online with all of you snake people. First with the BBS on Whitesnake, the big black snake. First with the BBS on whitesnake.com and then on to Twitter, where we made it. Those were the days. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's been a fab ride. But along with the over 50 years in the music business, it's time for me to withdraw from social media, to fully engage in sweet reflection on my career and my life, and enjoy my retirement with me friends and me beloved family. That does not sound insane and crazy to me at all, does it? That sounds like a man that says, oh, I don't need it, you know. I don't need to watch this asshole try and do a voice that doesn't even sound like me voice. And I don't need to see it. But my family will show it to me and they will say, but you must watch Shane do you, Daddy, because he's a wonderful man. And he just likes to have fun. And he's just doing his David Coverdale to entertain himself. So that's what your family will do, is tell them to watch this podcast. It has been such a pleasure for me to interact with all of you over the years. Sharing music videos, funny memes, farts and giggles, tour info, unboxings like that beautiful 50th anniversary Whitesnake self-titled album that I just showed you once. Shane watched it just the other day. Just a few weeks ago he did. Question and answers with DC and Santa Snake when I put my little Christmas hat on, and unforgettable precious memories. And I thank each and every one of you for your beautiful support and participation. What an incredible journey we've shared together. What a magical experience. Indeed, magic is in the air, isn't it, David? Everywhere I look, everywhere I flow, everywhere I breathe, everywhere I know, magic is in the air. Do please take care of yourself. And know you are truly loved beyond measure. And that is true. Because I'll bet you I love you even more than David Coverdale does. He might say, but Shane, I love them quite a lot. And I'd say, well, quite a lot is good, but I love you guys even more than he does for his Whitesnake fans. I love his Whitesnake fans more than he does. Well, a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year to you and yours. From me and mine, your obedient servant, Sir David Coverdale, Whitesnake, LLC. Was he knighted? The 74-year-old David announced his retirement in I have to say it, a social media platform, a video message on November 13th telling his fans before he remakes the Whitesnake 2011 song Fare Thee Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters of the snake, a special announcement for you. The last few years have been very evident to me that it's time really for me to hang up my rock and roll platform shoes and my skin-tight chains. And as you can see, we've taken out the lion's wig. What did I just say to you guys? I'm just giving you little zaps of good news that's almost laid on subliminally, because I talked about them removing the lion's wig or the funny hair that he said. And now he's telling you about it. I want to get to where he says, I love you and thank you again. Skin-tight jeans, and we've taken care of the lion's wig. But it's time for me to call it adieu and a day. Coverdale expressed his gratitude to his loved ones, fans who've supported him as the frontman for both Whitesnake and Deep Purple so many long times. I love you dearly. And I thank everyone who assisted and supported me on this incredible journey. My heart and my soul. All the musicians, the crew, the fans, the family, it's amazing. Coverdale raised a glass. I'll raise my drink. Raised his glass as he delivered his parting message. Fare thee well, my friends, referencing Whitesnake's song of the same name. Now, he just said fare thee well. I would have said fare thee well, my friends. I think we're over that. Gene, this is Gene Simmons, and he's got his glasses on. Now, we have talked about him being a very tender man, haven't we, Gene? We've talked about you being a tender man, and you wear the sunglasses because you're tender. But sometimes you can be a tiger, and sometimes you can be a damn taint, can't you? Let's just call it like we see it. And what's up with those rose? He wears those kind of cowboy shirts lately. Is he a fan? He's just a fan of country cowboy shit now? Who did he see in one of those shirts where he went, someone go buy me 700 of those? But he says he's humbly apologized. Now, Eddie Trunk, he asked for it because Gene said some things about Ace Frehley, saying, well, his life was a bunch of goof, whatever, and, maybe he wasn't sober or whatever. Well, Eddie Trunk said, by damn it, you have 24 hours, you son of a... And he did it. I don't know that he did it because of Eddie, but I think that Eddie was the one that said, hey, that's wrong, pal. You're making gestations and gestations. Gene Simmons, well, he humbly apologizes for comments made about Ace Frehley's death. Ace, you here? I'm reading this for you. Get over here. Well, where is he? All right, come on. I was wrong for using the words I used. So it's a lingual thing. He's like, well, I should have put a couple of commas and taken a word or two out, but still. Gene, you're just as bad as Sebastian, always up in the news trying to get a news line, aren't you? I was wrong for using the words I used. Gene Simmons has apologized for suggesting the death of his KISS bandmate, guitarist Ace Frehley, was the result of the guitarist's bad decisions. On reflection, I was wrong. On reflection, I was wrong for using the words I used, the bassist vocalist wrote on X. Oh, you didn't video this? I don't know that just writing something and putting it on X especially is legit. I didn't want to do that. Sophie got a hold of my phone and put it out there. I couldn't get over and delete it fast enough. I humbly apologize. My hand to God, I didn't intend to hurt Ace or his legacy, but upon rereading my words and not hearing what Eddie had to say to you about it, they might have Eddie in this story. But upon rereading my words, I see how it hurt everyone. I apologize. And I'll tell you right now, Gene is a sweetheart. So he reread it, he rethought about it, and then he did get moist under those sunglasses. Because he is that kind of person, but a good news story, or kind of a, hey, the days of the old zap and that's going away. You're not cool, okay? Mean mouth, bad mouth, rotten mouth. You're not cool. It's not cool anymore, okay? Beefcake, hey, tough guy with attitude telling everybody, it's not cool, okay? It's never been cool, quite frankly, but it's not cool now. So take the beefcake and your cheesecake and take your tough cakes and your meat cakes and stick them all together and shove them in your ass. And that's coming from a sweetheart. That is coming from someone who comes from the heart with feelings and tears in my eyes. Tears in my eyes as I say, I love you. Well, I should hurt everybody. I begin, and I apologize. I loved Ace. I always loved Ace. Gene, sometimes you act like you don't. I'll just be the first one to say it. The founding KISS guitarist died of a blunt trauma head. Ace, plug your... Well, you ain't got ears in the fifth dimension, do you? Take a spin off to Vector 7. The founding KISS guitar died of the blunt trauma injuries to his head due to a fall. The Morris County Medical Examiner confirmed in a report obtained. The manner of death was ruled as an accident. And Eddie did say, went on about them stairs. Yeah, have you been to his house? You haven't been to his house. I've seen those stairs, According to the report and CT scan, Fraley's head revealed, I don't want that. I'm sorry. You want to read that paragraph? I'll just sit here like that. Free snap that. Ace, I'm sorry, but I ain't gonna think about you in ways except for sticking your fingers in that fucking pickup on your guitar to make it start smoking. That's all I want to think about. You sticking your fingers in things. According to, no, not that part. A separate toxicology report on Fraley's blood at the time of his death has not been released yet. And Eddie was talking about that, saying he has someone on the inside that says they've already got that information, and he was clean as a whistle. Because Gene was trying to say, well, he got hammered, and then he went down there into the garage for something, and that's what happened. Well, over the weekend, Gene told the New York Post, hey, take all that stuff and just burn it. All them magazine, all them papers, and all that media news and all of that, just take it and turn the shit off. It's a circus ride. And not even fun anymore. It's just brutal and stupid. He refused advice from people that cared about it. Okay, this is what Gene said about Ace. He refused advice from people that cared about him, including yours truly, to try to change his life and in and out of bad decisions. Falling down the stairs, I'm not a doctor. Doesn't kill you. And I'll tell you, Gene, you got some of them big-ass mansion stairs, too. Don't tell me you ain't got a couple of winding staircases in your house. Take a tumble down some of them. I don't wish it. I never want it to happen, but I'm telling you, you stand up there at the top with a fucking bowl of cereal with some fucking ice cubes in it. That's how he eats his ice cream, or his cereal with milk and ice cubes. Get yourself to the top of them stairs and then be eating yourself. Oh, yeah, if I took a tumble right now, I'd go right down these 7 flights of spiral staircase. It happens. I mean, I am a scientific man. I was going to say I'm not a science man, but you know what? I know more about science and scientific things than the scientists do, or at least the ones that are telling people on the news. NASA and any old scientist you want to see on the news, towing that propaganda line. This is what you say, this is what you don't say. So yeah, I am more intelligent than every scientist. Yeah, I'll say that. It breaks my heart. Before describing Ace Frehley's the funeral, Peter, Chris, our founding drummer, Paul Stanley, and myself went to the funeral. Open casket. It was just heartbreaking. Well, Gene, I mean, is it going to be lollipops and sunbeams at yours? When they're, your old meat sacks just laying there. I mean, I never understood that, where you go and just look at that. I've always wondered that about viewings. I mean, and someone say, Shane, that is the most honorable traditions in the world, and that's what you do and all that. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I understand that. Have it your way, or whatever. But I never understood that, going and just sitting and looking at because I've always went, well, that's clearly not that person. At the earliest age, I mean, I was going, well, that's not my grandmother. That's what? It's a meat sack she was carrying around. It's like your cell phone. How do you flick it on and all the information is there? It's being transmitted. The phone is the transmitter. Your brain is a transmitter. You're somewhere else. You're in here, you're having an experience, but this isn't the only experience. Should you fear death? No, absolutely not. Not at all. This is why this podcast is going to win a Peabody Award. This is why they're going to say, what is the most prestigious podcast award we could possibly ever give a podcast that on a humanic level? And they'll come up with that award, and then I'll get that award for this podcast. Saddest of all, perhaps, is that Ace just couldn't stay alive long enough to sit here proudly. Now that's where it's a smack in the tootie pies. Sit here proudly at the Kennedy Center and listen to I Can't Even Tell You, and he throws in a plug. Okay, we're going to read all the saddest part of the whole thing about Ace. He just couldn't stay alive long enough to sit there proudly at the Kennedy Center and listen to, I can't even tell you who's going to come out and talk about us. I can't even do it. I do want to tell you real bad. Oh no, not going to do it. Really impressive people, I'm telling you, it is a laundry list of... Anyways, back to Ace, just to say how much Kiss meant to them, these people. He couldn't stay alive long. What can you say? Sad. Gene. So where's that apology? Let's get that. On reflection, I was wrong for using those words I used. If you have a laundry list of amazing people at the Kennedy Center honors that are going to come out, who was it, wrestlers, come out and say, you're the man, and, all of that, do you have to sign one of those waivers that says a non-disclosure? Like if you're going to be on the Kennedy Center honors or whatever, and here's what's going on, and then you go over and do an interview and spill it all. There's got to be some kind of paperwork done, like you zip your lips. Because Gene would have spilled the beans on all that, wouldn't he? Well, I feel like we're just humming along greatly on this podcast. Let's get on to the next story. Gene, you just quit being a damn biscuit head, all right? I need you to think about things a little bit more. And don't test any theories about staircases, all right? I think what happened there was he knew damn well that there's probably, there's probably a percentage of people on a list somewhere where it's like this many percentage of people die from falling downstairs every year. And I'm thinking it's going to be double digits, Gene. If I'm thinking about it, it's going to be about double digits on whatever that is. So he may have said that and went, oh, God, that's ridiculous what I said. But I can't tell anyone that I'm being ridiculous or that I said something out of turn, because then that's saying, that I'm not capable of knowing everything that's going on at all times. Dave Mustaine. He has, on his fresh rockin' new album, it will be the farewell album for Megadeth, has recorded a redo of Ride the Lightning, a song that he wrote and performed with Metallica when he was in that band. I'm sorry, David, for this. Is that Dirk Van Buren over there? Verburen? Back there on the drums, yeah. But this is the final album. This is the final whole shebang. He has done a redo of it. And he says, when you do a song from somebody, you got to do it as good or better. You got to do it as good or better. How's that sound? Is that better? I'm channeling my inner Dave. I don't feel so good, nothing's not right, something's coming over me. Oh, we've got another blast of Eddie Trunk in here, guys. Hold on tight, hold on, put the seatbelt back on, here we go. When doing the song, you gotta do it good or better. That's what I do. You know it's going to be good, though, right? During an appearance on December 5th, episode series of Sirius XM's Trunk Nation with Eddie Chunk in the Trunk. Dave Mustaine's spokesman spoke about his decision to include his version of Ride the Lightning. Maybe this story will let us know if he's ever performed Ride the Lightning live. Has he done that? I feel silly for asking that, but I feel like no, he's never. The title track of Metallica's 1984 album, from which he got a co-writing credit following his 1983 departure from the band on the final Megadeth album. I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little bit scatterbrained here. And I almost don't want to say this out loud, but have you noticed how quiet this laptop has been? Someone's going to say, Shane, you should have not said that. But let's get back to the story. Metallica's 1984 album, from which he got a co-writing credit following his 1983 departure from the band on the final Megadeth album, simply titled Megadeth, regarding how... there's periods in this. I want to stop and breathe. 1983 departure from the band. On the final Megadeth album, coming soon, simply titled Megadeth, regarding how the new recording came about. David's going to tell us how the recording came. We're managed by three men. Danny Nozell, Steve Ross, and Justice Mustaine. That person has the same last name as Dave Mustaine. And we were talking with management, and one of them I'm related to, and we were just kind of yakking about what the cover song was gonna be on the record. 'Cause we always did a cover song on our records, but this wasn't a cover song because I wrote it with James Hetfield. You know him, Metallica frontman and, of course, singer. And it just became clear that I should do this. Because if I'm going to ride off into the sunset, I want to pay tribute to the band that I started in. And I wanted to make mention about what I think about James. And he's a wonderful person because James has got tender eyes. And Dave Mustaine is a tender fellow too. We're all tender inside, guys. That's what we're trying to get back to, is that juicy, lovable, brilliant, radiant, light, tender, crispy goodie that's inside of all of us. The way. You know, the inside, you get to it, you turn it on, and your life literally becomes alive. Look, you are the hero. Listen to my lips. You are the hero of this story. You say, what the fuck are you talking about, Shane? I'm telling you, you are the hero in this story. That'll make sense to you when it makes sense to you. But I'm talking to you. I am talking to you. You say, not me, Shane. You couldn't be talking to me because I'm no good, I'm nothing, I'm crap. No, I am telling you, you are the hero of this story. This game that we are all playing together, you are the hero of it. How do you know that? Go in. Go find it. Drop everything. You've been playing Clark Kent. You've been playing Lois Lane. Was she the Wonder Woman? She wasn't the Wonder Woman, was she? Anyways, you've been playing the Clark Kent, but you're the superhero. Or, you know, whatever the equivalent would be to Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. You've been playing Linda Carter. You're the divine feminine. Right? We're waking up to it. We're realizing it. We're understanding it. Well, I want to know what Dave Mustaine is going to say about his wonderful friend, because Dave is James and James is Dave, deep down into that solar light, you know, that light that shines on the wall, or you know. Anyways, I think James is an exceptional guitar player. Now, I remember the day that I saw him playing guitar for the first time. We were playing at the Whiskey A Go-Go in West Hollywood, California, and we had a guitar player with us, and his name was Brad Parker. And the night of the show, he changed it to Damian Phillips. Oh, his name? He changed his name? His name was Brad Parker. Shane, shut the fuck up. And the night of the show, he changed it to Damian Phillips. And he showed up at the whiskey in a mid-1980s Rudy Sarzo garb. And I thought, wow, that's not going to go down. And I looked at him, and he had a giant feather earring. Oh, yeah, I thought to myself, this guy's not going to be here for very long. This guy's not going to be in this band very long. I tell you that, David Ellefson, who will be in this band for a very, very, very long time to come. This guy is not going to be in the band very long. So I go to rehearsal after the show. And the next rehearsal I go, and there's no Brad, and there's no Damien. Nobody. It was just James playing guitar. Like a motherfucker, too. So James was the only one left in the band, and he kept the band room? I don't get it. And I thought, how did this happen? How did this guy go from singer to a great guitar player like this? And I was excited for me. I was excited for the band. And we started playing then. Beautiful. As for Ride the Lightning, I don't understand any of that, what happened there. So was James going by Brad Parker and then he changed his name to Damian Phillips? I don't know what's going on. No, it had nothing to do with that. But for some reason, David Mustaine, let's look at him. He was going to go to band practice that day, and the room was empty, but just James Hetfield in there playing. As for how the Ride the Lightning was chosen as the song for Megadeth to record this time around, Mustaine said, with the track choosing that, I figured it should be something that I had something to do with. But I didn't know it was going to turn out like that. Something off of Metallica's debut album, Kill 'Em All, would have been obvious. Yeah. But you don't want to do that. Boring! And we already did that. It was boring, like Shane just said, with mechanics. That's not boring the way you did it, Dave. And so I was thinking about Ride the Lightning. And there's only a couple of songs that I wrote. I didn't think that the Call of Cthulhu would be the right move. He's always one move ahead, 'cause that's not even how the song was when I was in the band. They changed it so much so it's not the way that I remember it. So we started doing Ride. I like to call it Ride, just a shorter name for Ride the Lightning. It's very long, a lot of syllables. It's Ride. And it just felt so great listening to the tracks, listening to James singing, ooh, like a little jaybird. Little James bird, I call him. Listening to how the song structure was, it was just great. I loved it. And I've always believed when you do a song from somebody, you've got to do it as good or better. You got to. So we sped it up a little bit, and we beefed it up a little bit, a couple parts, just to make them a little bit more modern. And there you have it. So there you go. We love him. David, I kiss you twice. I kiss you on Tuesday. I tell you what, I've been implementing that new thing. Every time you want to say I say I kiss. I want to kiss your lips. That's what I'm going to say. Instead of saying, I'll give this guy a good smack in the mouth, I give him a good kiss in the mouth. Give him a good tongue kiss in the mouth. Let him calm down. And this guy's got great breath. Why? It's a good time to bring up one of our sponsors. No. But, it's a circular can, okay? It's a circular can. Take the barcode off that if you'd like to. But let's get a check cut to me for 50 G's. All right? And then we're going to start advertising your fucking mints around here. And you're going to be unbelievably satisfied with the turnout. Watch your GDP soar. Watch everyone get sweat on their lips going, oh my God, we're making so much money. All because this guy just eats mints in his podcast. Let's get the check cut. Let's get on it. Speaking of another one, let's get on it, guys, okay? You know, I'm not even down to put numbers on anything. You say, God, well, gee willikers, guys, let's just sit down and do a little math here. The guy has done 200 podcasts, and he's drank the damn things because he enjoys them in every podcast. So what kind of a check can we get to the man? Simple. One thing that I didn't tell you before we're getting onto this drum solo that's absolutely amazing. And of course, Bobby Rock is with Lita Ford during this concert. And this is a recent solo. This isn't some old solo I'm telling you about. But we want to get on. I want family of late singer. Wayne Static is not, remember we talked a little bit about a documentary they would be doing. And I believe in that story, it was Wayne Static and his wife, Tara Ray. And we read the story, and I says, I feel like I wanted to read this because there's something going on. Why is it's a what do they call that? Unofficial documentary about this, and now the family of late Static singer Wayne Static and his wife Tara are just up in arms about this. They're strenuously object to it. So they're like lifting it up, you know. The entire idea of that documentary, that unsolicited, not real, not going to be the big one. This don't count. This documentary don't count. What's the words for it? They're literally lifting this thing up. They've got it on their shoulders, which I'd tell them to put all that down. I'd tell them put all that bullshit down right this minute. Don't carry anything but on your plate. You know, that's what you need to carry right now in life is what's on your plate, not what everybody else needs first. No. The way they get more, the way everyone gets more that you love the most is when you are fully connected to who you are. Then you will not believe the wonders and the love that you can give to everybody else. If you do not love yourself wholly and completely first, you cannot completely and wholly love anyone else. Truer words have probably been spoken, but I'll spoke them here. Now, I'm not one to say this, but she's an attractive woman. I'm probably right in the way of her, so you can't even see her at all. But, you know, I mean, and Wayne Static, he's nothing to, you know, he's not a bad-looking fella himself. So they make a beautiful couple. And we don't know the tragedies behind anything that's happened with them. I felt like it was one of them Sid and Nancy type of things, or it was one of them drug-related types of things. But, of course, Static X is back out on the road, hot rocking. They call it Evil Disco. They've got Zero, the singer, that's kind of basically looks like this fella, but he's just got robot stuff and robot eyes. But he'll never be this guy. But and the robot man on stage will tell you that. He'll go, let me tell you, Static X fans, we are about to play Push It, but I have to tell you that I am in no way trying to shit on this. You know, I'm not. You know, that's what he basically does. He says we're loving the man. We're bringing him back like a robot style, and not trying to. You know. So anyways, strenuously objects to the production of an unauthorized. What I should have did is just scroll down to see that word that I was trying to figure out. Unauthorized documentary. So they get over to Netflix. And the guy goes, hey, Chief, I got a great idea for a documentary. He goes, give it to me. What do you got? And it better be juicy with some juicy shit in it. What kind of a documentary you got for me, man? And he says, Wayne Static and his ex-wife. Now, what is there? Is there drama involved and scandal? Then I'm all ears. You get the idea. The family of Wayne Static, Static X, and his wife, Tara Ray, have released a joint statement in joint congruency in which they express their strenuous objection to filmmaker Matt Zane's recent announcement that he would launch a crowdfunding campaign in January 2026 for a new documentary exploring what he called the couple's intense and often turbulent relationships. Let me tell you something. If you are not resonating in perfect resonation with the person that you're with, if you can feel that energy deflection, everyone has energy around them. Yes, you agree with this. You tried my thing, you feel the energy. The more you work with it, the more farther away you can get and feel it. Everyone has that around them. That's why when you come up, you kind of go, I don't know if I like that guy. There's something in that energy. And you've said it yourself, right? You've said, I've talked about energy. It's because it's real. It's a frequency that's around everyone's bodies. And we're able to raise those frequencies. And the way we raise those is with more positivity and less negativity. More positivity spoken, less negativity spoken, right? So that's why you walk in a room, you go, I don't like the cut of that guy's. I don't like that energy. We got to get out of here. Or if someone just ripped the fucking funniest joke and the whole room's laughing, and you walk in, what did I miss? Because you can feel that energy, right? You've been in a room. I've talked about this before. You've been in a room where everyone it's a birthday party or something. So everybody just, oh my God, Daddy just won the lottery. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden bad news calls, and you feel it in your system. You feel that energy bend. Oh my God. Low vibration, high vibration. So these guys may had an intense and turbulent relationship, and perhaps that was a good vibrations or not, but whatever the case may be, if it's in perfect flow, then you flow with each other. Goods, bads, ups, downs, ins, outs, all arounds. You flow. Earlier today, Wayne's younger sister, Amy Wells Pittman. Is that Amy Wells Pittman of the Pittman family? The Pittman fortune? Shared the following statement via her social media. A message from the families of Wayne Static and Tara Ray. We are sharing this with the world to ensure that our feelings are crystal clear on this matter. We are not interested in the further development of any unauthorized biography or documentary. Now, I'll say this to you, ma'am. What you've done is got about 75 more people going, well, what's there to dig around about this? I think let's take Matt Zane's idea and run with it. Next Tuesday, there's going to be a documentary around every corner. Biography or documentary focused on our deceased son, daughter, and siblings. Wayne Wells, Mr. Wayne Static, and Tara Ray. This includes, but is not limited to, any behind-the-scenes footage from music videos, adult film sets, concerts, house parties, I'm not even a documentarian. I'm going, let's get a documentaries. Developmental projects, reality TV pilots. What? Private photos or any other portrayals. So this Matt dude's got a little chest full of goodies of Wayne Wells Static and Tara Lentz Ray Static. or either of their likenesses. Uh-oh. That zero guy's going, is this about us? It's not about you guys. Static X, you're fine. I'm sure they're getting something. You know, there has been a huge resurgence in Static X, so I'm sure they're getting a piece of the pie. They say, no, guys. Static X, the band's perfectly fine. It's this damn Matt Zane over here is driving us up the wall. Any attempt to exploit their unauthorized likeness will be met with appropriate legal response. We strenuously object to any further exploration or exploitations of this dark and tragic chapter in their lives. Additionally, we feel the music video for the Wayne Static song Assassins of Youth, directed by Matt Zane. All right, Matt. And released in 2013, and the Static X Stay Alive music video released in 2023, thoroughly depicts the dangerous lifestyle that Wayne... This is the family saying, oh yeah, it depicts a lot of bad stuff, and they don't want it because they don't want people to see it and go, that's a cool thing. Thoroughly depicts the dangerous lifestyle that Wayne and Tara were embracing prior to their subsequent deaths. Further, Static X is nearing completion of the... Is that end of quote? Because I don't know if that's the family. If that's the family saying, look, whatever he's got in them damn tapes is not good, and we don't want it to be out there whole, you know, it's not a good humanistic thing to do for the children and the people of the fans of the world. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Oh, if Mr. Zane is in a position of any additional rare or unseen footage that could contribute to the celebration of Wayne's life and legacy, we kindly ask him to share the footage with our families so that we can review and consider if for potential inclusion in the official Evil Disco documentary. Is that what's going to be called? See how good I am with the extra news given to you? I told you they call their music Evil Disco, and right there. Someone's going to say, no, he is a newsman. Shane is a very good newsman. He knows what he's doing. Further, Static X is nearing completion, Tearaway embracing prior to the subsequent deaths. Further, Static X is nearing completion of the official Static X documentary. Yes. All right, so that what she's saying is if Mr. Zane is in possession of any rare or unseen footage, celebration of Wayne's life and legacy, we kindly ask him to share that footage with our family so that we can review and consider if it potential includes in the official Evil Disco documentary. They've unzipped it and pulled it out. And it's saying, Mr. Zane, you give us that footage. I'm done with this, guys. Should we watch this drum solo? Look at this, my God. Look at this beef man. Beef man. Beef man. He's a beef man. Bob Rock. He's a beef man. We got this, and then we're going to get into your comments. Aren't you so happy about that? This dude does everything in this drum solo. Except hit that dang ringle-dingle-ding-dings back here. When you have those little ring jinglers, what are they called? Mr. Bojangle? What is it called? The jangler? And I know it's just something simple, too. Xylophone on strings, whatever it is. He doesn't hit that at all. He might bump it, because he does one of my biggest pet peeves of all time, and I'll just let you have it right now. My God, sit in the fucking seat. Drummers, please hear me true, hear me now. Hear me with the heart. Hear me with the heart from a drummer's standpoint and from a person that's not a drummer's standpoint. Keep your ass in the seat. I don't want to see another damn drummer get up and play all of the rims and stands and shit and go all the way around the drum set. I'm over it. Okay? Randy Castillo did it in 1986, and he did it better than all of you because he had some electric drums set right up on the flip side of the drum. So when he finally made his way around, you're like, oh, fuck, here he comes. You got Then he got over and fucking had 4 or 5 electric drums set up. So all of a sudden your 1986 nervous system went, what the fuck was that noise? Goes, and he started playing those, and then he made his way back around the drum set. So, drummers, stop with the going around the drum set. But this guy takes you on a journey that we're just going to skip through a little bit. But, I mean, he is blistering those drums. And and when you're a drummer and you watch a drummer play, you go, he's in it. He's totally feeling it. He's in the feels. So here it is, my friends. Here it is. We are going to skip around. Maybe. It's only 5 minutes long, but here he goes. God love him. Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll drummer Bobby Rock, currently on tour. This is 7/24/2025, so not that far off. This isn't old. This is new. And this is a man who's getting up there in the years and says, I'm still putting beef on the bread, beef on the bone, and beef in the bed, too. Come on. I'm trying to get that volume up. Doing some chokes. Doing some cymbal work. Got a bandana on to keep that, you see that sweat flying. Leather pants on. Ow! Hit the jangles. Now I think the first thing is he gets blistering. Pretty good double footwork. And he doesn't even stop. And this guy comes out and feeds him some drink. 5-minute drum solo. Love that hi-hat way. Another pet peeve. Putting the foot on the drum. Randy Castillo did it, 1987. Stop it. Alex Van Halen did it, 1980. There's a lot packed in here, I'll give it to you. It's only 5 minutes. Foot on the drum. Little bit of footwork. He says, I'm going to sit back down. I'm starting to get parched here. I need someone to randomly come out and give me a drink while I'm in the middle of the drum solo. Yeah, here he is. Thank you, sir. Don't mind me, I'm just playing a fucking drum solo. Now, I think that when he grabs the towel, it's an ode to the Catman 2, Mr. Eric Singer, because he plays double bass and folds a towel. This guy just kind of wipes himself off and plays with it over his face. He gives you a little bit of that, I can't do it anymore. I'm too old, I can't keep going. Go, Bobby, go, Bobby. And he says, and I can hit all the cymbals. Every one of them I've set up here with a towel over my face. And I can do it fast too. And you know what he's saying? Do you know what he's saying under that? You can't see his lips, but do you know what he's saying under that? He's saying, take that, Eric Singer. You can fold the towel. You can fold all the towels in your drum solos you want to. But I can play all the cymbals. Get that out of here. I mean, doesn't those little janglers over there, they're just begging to be hit. They're begging to be touched. And he's given all of his attention to everything, including when he gets up and goes around the drums. I cheer right here and I go, fucking A, dude. But then he does this thing. Yeah. This is where I kind of say, all right, well, this is what the modern kids are doing now. Oh no, wait a minute. Did he go around these drums? Maybe that was another drummer I was thinking of, but I wanted you to hear that. They hit the wrong note when he finally goes, well, watch him hit his head into the thing, and then when he goes, bang, somebody hits the wrong note. It's all out of tune. He says, I thought you needed an Excedrin after this. You gave me the drink of the water, you didn't give me the Excedrin. Now listen to this note. He says, you funs and oons. You funs and oons, I come out of that beautiful drum solo, I didn't hit the dinglas. And what do? They hit a bad note. But you can see, here's Lita, she pops back in. Look, there's Lita. Lita! There's Lita. Guys, there's Lita. Let's get into your comments. Now, I am going to run to the restroom really quick, so just as you would see like a young, Lance Burton. I want to talk about Lance Burton, the musician here, magician, before I get up. But I'm going to clap my hands, but I'll be right back because I'm going to go to the restroom now. So here we go. Welcome back and grab a snack, get yourself some crack. No, don't do any of that. Get yourself a snack. Welcome back. See, you didn't miss anything. What I did there was I clapped. I went to the restroom. I came back and we're fine. We're here with your feedback, viewer feedback. It's the best part of the podcast because you give me the feedback that you feel is proper and worthy from the episode that just was last week. Okay, so that's a good thing. You can start listening to these and then you kind of take notes in your mind or on a sketch pad or your phone or whatever. And then you come in and you lay your comments, and then the following week, if they're courteous and they're kind and they're thought-provoking or funny or challenging or interesting or wise or anything, then I'll read them here. You know, as this podcast grows and grows and grows, and it's going to blow up, it's going to go through the roof. You know, there's going to be some people come in and say poo-poo, caca, dum-dum, you icky, icky, okay? So those I'm not going to deal with as the podcast grows. But I know where my eyes go, okay? I'm a man who knows, and it's not about loyalty, because I don't like loyalty. I don't like that. But I do like brotherhood. I do like community. I do like friendship. So I do, and always will, because I'm an older man that remembers and has been through experiences in life and understands these things now. I do remember all of those wonderful, fine, fantastic people who take me to the top and make this the biggest podcast, not even in this landmass, I'm going to start calling it a landmass. This new Earth landmass in which we live. But it will be world. We will have friends and be waving at wonderful friends from all over this fine, fine, wonderful world. And I say hello and I love you. Welcome. These are the kinds of things that you say to this beautiful, wonderful, magical universe. You say it aloud. You say, I love my life and I look forward to it increasing in happiness and passion and abundance and prosperity and wonder and awe and magic every day. Thank you, universe. When good things happen to you, let it out. When bad things happen, it's not a problem, it's a situation. And we can figure it out, we can get past it, we can handle those emotions that come up from it, and then we can put those to the side so we don't need to carry them any longer than we have to on our journey. Because the lighter the load, the quicker, the better, the faster, the more wonderful, the more magic the journey. The lighter the load. So let's do this. I love you, you love me. We are kind of a weird, bizarre, happy family. This is the way things shall be. You know, won't it be wonderful when you have a friend on another planet somewhere that you can communicate with? You've grown fond of. And you say, hey, you know what? They might have 3 eyes, but I'll tell you what, they're just as good as me and I'm just as good as them. Why? Because I am you and you are me. And at the highest, most high level, we are all one. Dave coming in here. Now, I know Dave, all right? I know a few Daves, and I know this Dave. 23 comments and 15 hearts received for Dave, J625. Do we just put numbers? I mean, I feel like that's what we do, right? Or are they touching numbers to the heart? You know, I mean, imagine some people do that. You know, I'm fucking burning fever 75 or whatever. You know, it's like, well, what's that for? It's like, that's when I got that fucking 1975. I went to a fucking, you know, Billy Squire concert, and damn, I got a case of the burning flames, if you know what I mean. Hey, Shane, it's Dave. Just stop by to say, keep doing what you're doing with the positive energy you're putting out there. Let's read that again. Just stopping by to say, keep doing what you're doing with the positive energy you're putting out there. Rock on, brother. That's one of the sweetest things that anyone has ever said to me. Heavy metal horn emoticon and a guitar rocking emoticon, because they go good together. Dave, I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. I suggest everybody do it because you know what? You say, we have been trained to just be cynical about everything, always. And it is true. It is magically, wonderfully, universalistically, absolutely synchronicity truth. That when you feel a certain way, and even if you're pretending you don't have $1 million in your pocket, but you're saying, I got it. This is the way everything would be. You live in that happiness. The universe provides that happiness. You're making your movie as you go along. It might not be hour to hour or day to day, but you are in charge of making your own movie as you go along. Well, how do I figure out how to do that and make that and do that? What does Anki always tell you now? But I do this. Do I have to keep saying it? Go in. Let the mind go. Oh, there's a thought. Yeah, there's that. The dog died in 1982. Okay, float on out of here. Yeah, I saw it. Okay, back to blank. Back to quiet. Breathe. Think about your senses as you sit in that room. Feel your ass in the chair. Darkness behind your eyes. What are the sounds? How many different sounds are you hearing? Make yourself present. That's what I'm talking about, my friends. It's all right there for the taking. Get in there and have it. It's yours. You didn't even earn it. You just got to remember it. We got Big Tone coming in. He says, Brother Shane, Just got a quick comment today. Great job with the pod as usual and always. I added that bit. I do like a few random COC tunes. Corrosion of Conformity. Before they got a bit political, but they were a punk band back in the day. And then Blind was, that came out in the 80s, and that was with Vote with a Bullet and all that. He says, the Stanley Simmons, this is Big Tone still, the Stanley Simmons song had an extreme vibe for me. I was feeling Crosby, Stills, and Nash all the way, like they were going, dude, we got to do that song, you know, like our version of... You know what song? Come on, you old fogies. You're older than me. Carry on. You know what song I'm thinking of? The jingle. You guys are a lot older than me. A lot of you older folks in there, get down there and tell me what that song is. But, you know, then again, Big Tone, you know, Nuno Betancourt does love an acoustic guitar anytime he can get his hands on one. Big Tone says, let's keep AI out of music. It's not music. And that's true. You know, I saw some ad that said, make thousands of AI songs. But the fact of the matter is, my friends, my sweet friends, is I believe AI will be a tool, and it could make some convincing stuff, but that is exactly what humanity is. And what I've always said is humanity is here at your simplest, at the simplest core of who you are. You are here to be creative and wonder and awe. An Eden, a paradise. That's what it was to be. Not alarm clocks and business suits and all of this and all of that. You were meant to wander off. And that's the creativity that humanity has. It's through each and every experience. So yes, AI is going to come up with beautiful paintings, and they're going to come up with songs, and some of them might even be good, where you're like, I kind of like it. And there may come a day where people are like, I like old earth music. Well, I like new earth music. I'm into, you know, beep, bop, ding. And that's an AI band that's massive because there's something in those songs that people like. But the one thing that it won't have is the heart experience, the heart-mind experience of the human. So if you're listening, you know, Nick Beto, he might disagree with me and say, this guy don't know a fucking thing what he talks. He don't know a fucking thing what he's talking about. He's riddling in on my music tube, my YouTube music tube. This guy, he don't know nothing. But what I am telling you for sure is I believe it to be the case that if you are human beings passionate about what you do and you are making music, no AI program will ever be able to create that. They might be able to copy elements and moments of it, but the human will always go, because that's what humans are, is creativity. That's what they're made to do, to exist. A human being. As simple as it's put, it has been pounded into our heads that we must do, we must earn, you must prove. Prove your way in this. No. What I'm saying is you go inside and will understand and realize you're here to be you and live an experience in this wonderful place that we are. And when you put positivity in, positivity comes back. As above, so below. As within, without, right? So, while I agree, it's not music, it's popping it up. Okay, what's hot? You know, if you say, make me a Taylor Swift AI, it's going to say, okay, let's scan her catalog. Let's see what she's all about. Let's figure it out. And you're going to know it. I mean, people are even, you know, you've seen some of these metal bands that people are catching the AI art all of a sudden and going, that's fucking AI art. Which I also don't understand. If that band if Bolt Thrower wants to use an AI cover, or whatever. Okay. Unless we're saying that just took the money out of an artist's hand. I just don't think I think that is exactly what the human being is here to do, is create. And create wonderful, magnificent, awe-inspiring, magical, holy shit. Don't you love it when you feel that? When you see something or you go somewhere and you witness something, that's the way you should feel in your life. Not... That's what I'm talking about. Lots happening out here, but there's always time to check in and enjoy my Jive Talkin. Best to the Diablo Big Four and everyone else that are as equal as that. All are equal. You know, I'll say it and I'll say it right now. The guy that, Sean Riley, putting them comments in, being very rude to me. But he's popping up, here, there, and everywhere. Apologize if that's not the exact name. But anyways, I love you. And you can say all the mean things and all the things that you need to flush out. But I'm telling you, that's not you. Saying them rude, mean things. And I'll just say this to all of you bastards out there that you're sitting there. Because I know you. You're my people. You're just waiting for the right thing to go, oh, well, let me put my 2 cents in. Yeah, that's all you. It's all inside. That's unprocessed bullshit that you're carrying around that you shouldn't be carrying around with you. That's what makes you want to lash out, because I did it. I was a person that would lash out at people. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. If I put down everything that doesn't belong to me, hey, I'm just a guy sitting here in a room doing a podcast. I'm nothing else than that. And you go through your life that way. I love it. Am I really going? Let's get done with. Keep going, guys. I'm trying to stay on pace here. But I told you. Hashtag get you into 100K. Hashtag justice for brother Jay. Hashtag ass clapping, toes tapping, or hashtag toes tapping, ass clapping. I own them both. That's trademarks on both of those. Johnny the B-Man coming in. I just want to say that it was a complete honor to hear the beautiful, eclectic, energetic, electrifying, and powerful song I wrote opening your wonderful podcast. I want to give full credit to Songer, but if I wouldn't have put the prompts in on how I wanted the song to sound, it would still be out there in the ether. So technically, I wrote it for you, yes. So it's a Johnny B song written by AI, but Johnny B owns all the crediting to it. You know what I would love well, that's for another time. I would love to see what that's for another time. Maybe another podcast. This is not a big deal, but it's about my old music and stuff. Reinterpret something and see what the AI would do. Like this, you mean? And you go, oh my God, that's exactly the way I always wanted it to sound. Tears just shooting out of my eyes. I'm losing it. In the most wonderful way. If this is what going crazy's up. I'm sorry about that. Let's go. I want to give full credit to the songwriter. Yes, indeed. Still be out there in the ether. So technically, I wrote it for you. What's that, you ask? The name of the song? Oh. Yeah, we didn't have a title for it. The title, Angel Tits. Thanks, Megadeth's Davey Mustaine. Okay, well, I'm glad that you didn't put that in the prompt, because then it would have been talking about angel tits in the song. Shane Diablo's got juicy angel tits. Get into Johnny B stuff here. This week on the Y-Files, one thing I've noticed about what's going on is these UFO, UAP communities are all looking in the wrong direction. Yes. The experiencers and people that have claimed to have seen something, they're all waiting on the government to tell them that we're not alone. That's what I'm talking about. It's right there. And you shouldn't not listen to them for anything, absolutely anything. My friends, my wonderful, sweet friends, it's all a lie. All of it. But we're on a new twist and a turn. Yeah, we're going through some rocky business, but I assure you, we're on a turn, on an upbeat. Okay? So why do we need the government? Okay, let's read what he's saying. I'll shut him up. I'm going to stop talking. They're all waiting on the government to tell them what we're not alone. And that we have crash craft. Why? We know they have it. We know they have, and if they've experienced something, then they know that part is real as well. So why do we need the government to tell us anything? You don't ever need the government to tell you anything at all whatsoever. In fact, turn it off and don't look at anything that's going on, because it is a day-to-day soap opera, 24-hour thing, and it is designed to keep you fretting each and every day about what the next day will bring, and if you're even going to make it. It is bullshit. Turn it off. Watch the power leave when you turn away from it and you don't pay attention to it. Watch how it flounders. Hey, but over here. Turn it off. All these people, including yourself, are seeing it. I'm my God, you guys, I'm seeing it. I'm telling you. I see wonderful, magical synchronicities every damn day and every damn night. And I ain't lying to you. But you get there. I believe it is a frequency thing. I do believe this. So when I tell you guys to spend as much of your time with yourself and getting connected, the more, they say, the more you kind of break down from, like, break the stress out, right? The more you just sit. The more you stare at the wall and don't think about anything and zone out, the theta brain waves, that's what it's about. So I think what it is they're going to start showing, like, there's no doubt about it. I'm telling you, a month, 2 months, there's no doubt about it. Hello, we are here. What they're going to try to do is make it a scary thing, and it is not a scary thing. I'm humming right now. It's like I can feel him outside. I can feel them. And it's nothing but pure love. Why? They're family. I am you, you are me, we are all connected. Anyways, all these things, people included, yourself, you're seeing it, recording it, passing it along, and they're trying to keep tabs on all of it. It's hard, but people are saying it. Passing it along through their social media accounts. We all know it's right in front of our faces. But what they've done too, and this will be the last thing, and it's very quick, is this is part of it. They've wanted this to be aliens, dude. That's part of the game. That's part of the twist, is beating it into your skull. You're ridiculous. You're seeing little green people, my friend. That's been part of the game. To make you go, that's not what I'm seeing. No, it is. And you know what? They're the sweetest little sons of guns. I was going to say sons of bitches. But the feeling is like a tender, like a baby, like puppies. Hey, oh, hey, that's the feeling you get. It's just like, we just want to be... Yeah, we're here. We've always been here. You just haven't been on the frequency to see us. You get me turned on, quite frankly. Yeah, this is what New Earth silly boys get turned on about. Is the advancement of humanity and the connection between galaxies and life forms. Fucking Star Wars. Who doesn't want to love that? Every Gen Xer is going, I wanted to, as a child, I wanted to go live in that damn bar. from Star Wars, right? It's like, that's, by the time you're about ready to kick it, that might not be too far from the truth. You might be an old guy. All this shit that I'm telling you right now, you might be that old guy that says, I wouldn't do that if I were you, in the Star Wars bar, right? We could get to an age where it's like that. All right, what does he say? I wouldn't do that if my friend doesn't like you. That's what he says. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't like you either. The only difference is that, all that negativity won't be up there. Because the aliens are going, we don't do that. I could see a world where we slowly begin to forget what fear feels like. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking space age stuff. We get to a point where we forget what fear. Remember, yeah, I do remember it, but I don't remember that feeling. Somebody carve this damn podcast up and send it off to Ripley's Believe It or Not and send it off to the damn Oscar board. No, don't send it to anyone. Because I'm not part of no 3D materialistic machines. So we do what okay, I'm going to get through this, guys. It'd be crazy as this is where everyone tunes in. Oh, I don't listen to his heavy metal news. Its comments are out of this world. It's like coast to coast, Art Bell and all. How crazy is that to think about? Go back and listen to Art Bell and go, half that shit's true. Lady going, yeah, I've seen these orbs outside my window. I say, liar! That's the craziest thing, is you go back and watch documentaries from the 80s and they're explaining phenomena that's happening right now. Oh yeah, I saw it in the sky. And it did this and it came down, And it said, quit killing your planet! Quit killing each other! That's what it's doing. All right. All we need to do is keep doing what we're doing. Read this again. So, why do we need the government? All these people, including yourself, yes. So why do we need them when all we need is ourselves and each other. All we need is to keep doing what we're doing. Filter through the BS pictures and videos, and there will be. Yeah, and people telling over-exaggerated stories. There's one I heard about Loosh or something. It's like, yeah, they come in to eat because they eat us. If they wanted to eat us, they could replicate exactly what we are anyways. And if they, if there was anyone that wanted to have us not be here right now, that's simple, easily done. This is a universal situation where the days of being slaves, planet-wide, are done. Things have been held back, technologies and all sorts of things have been held back, and those days are coming to an end, a close. And I cannot, I'm singing praise on high every single minute of the day. I'm zippity-doo-dah, zippity. This is going to be 3 hours, no more, done. These people aren't asking for money or going on podcasts or writing books. Yes, they're looking for genuine people to tell their story to, and I can't speak for anyone within the Diablo Head community, but I know I'm listening. So, in short, we don't need incompetent leadership to tell us what we already know. Yeah. Next week, I'm doing a short but informative expose on what's going on in Egypt. Interesting things are going on. Yeah, they found that chamber. They're going, oh, wait a minute, those pyramids might be some kind of electrical, generates electricity worldwide, like an old system of free energy. That's it for me this week. Nothing but love and fantastic things. Until next week, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and keep the good times rolling. And let the good times roll. Let the love die. Guys, am I freaking you guys out? I don't want to freak you out with all this, but I'm celebrating. I'm speaking it from the rooftops. I want everybody to know. Just remember who you are. It's hard to believe. It's hard to swallow at first. You're like, what are you talking about? I'm this guy with my driver's license, my Social Security. When I was 18, I went down to the post office and I fucking signed up for Social Service. That's who I am. No. No, you're not. And so that is the cosmic rub. See, I think what I'm doing here in this portion of the podcast is I'm speaking to people that I like quite a bit. But I'm letting my mind ruminate on all that is happening. Everything that's inside of me. I think that's what they call a podcast. Except for, is this the first official podcast where you are truly letting your entire essence and being out and sharing yourself in a podcast in a way that no one has ever done before? And tells all about the wonders of changing your spirit and mind. I mean, I want all the awards. I want the 50 and 100 million subscriber plaque on YouTube. I will get the 50 million 100 subscriber plaques on those. But what are they really? They're just tokens that this particular thing, this particular prestigious or allegedly prestigious place gives you. Like the Razzies. Say, oh, that old ratty thing, that's just all these awards I win. For what? Just for being myself. Being true to myself and just loving myself and throwing it all out there. What? Wait a minute. Well, a few of my things are, I'm a fan of heavy metal rock and roll music, so that's part of it. But I'm just a fella, and I've just let the walls down, and I've opened up, and I've said I'm sharing my entire life with the world. And they say, and people tune in for that. I said, well, no, hey, I didn't say that. But I said, some do. Some do. And one of those doo-doos, I'm looking at it right here. I see it. It says, at Michael Buchanan /69. It's one of his favorite numbers, that's 69. Let's see what he's got going on, and I'm going to try to keep it locked up. But baby, you know what? It's my podcast. It's how I flow. I like to let it flow free and tell you how the breeze is. And the great news here is you're like, you know what? He really is harmless. Because I'm not selling you anything, and I'm not offering you anything that's going to hurt yourself or hurt anyone else. I'm just offering you the magic I witness going on within myself. And I just say, here's how I've been doing it. And you will go OMG. And when you finally get out of that bottleneck, because you got to go through them, they call it the dark night of the shadows, the shadow work you're doing. Because you got bad memories and they're going to come up and you got to see them and take away the emotion connected to all that. But once all that's clear, man, you'll start saying, I think I am going to go back to pickleball or whatever you're passionate about. Let's get into it. Michael Buchanan coming in here. Well, I was supposed to continue on with the first season of Mystery Science Theater 3000, but a video, Bonfire, Sword and Stone from the soundtrack, a memoir. What? First season of Mr. Sense, but a video, Bonfire, Sword and Stone, from the soundtrack, A Memory, A Good Feeling, and A Time in My Life popped up. So, with that, on this week's Movies That Are Bad, But We Love Them Anyways, helicopter. Ain't nothing to see here, pal. On this week's Movies That Are Bad, But We Love Them Anyway, shocker. 1989. Evil just went high voltage. I was supposed to be asleep. I like these kind of story ones that you're doing. The TV was low. The room was dark. And I will not add any extras in here about anything else that you're doing in that room or nothing. The TV was low, the room was dark, and I was wrapped up in a blanket like a defensive burrito. And then a man got electrocuted and turned into a demon made of lightning, and my childhood ran screaming out of the room. At 10 years old, I thought the electric chair was the scariest thing on earth. Boy, you and me both. Shocker looked at the fear, smiled kindly, and said, "What if the chair made him stronger?" Great minds, huh? They say. Wait a minute! It doesn't fry up his meat sack innards and all his goodies. Of course, his essence, his infinite source, had escaped easily unharmed, but, the meat sack itself is fried up. What if he got stronger? What if the infinite source within gets stronger? Horace Pinker didn't just die. That name, where do I know that? I know that's the guy from this book, but why am I remembering that name for something else? He leveled up. Horace Pinker didn't just die, he leveled up. Suddenly, he was in the wires, in the outlets. He's in the TV itself. I remember clutching the remote like it was a holy artifact, terrified he might come through the screen and repossess me. Every time the channel changed, I was certain he was just one wrong click away from exploding into my living room in a crackle of purple lightning and heavy metal guitar. Michael! One of these days I'm going over to fucking Rotten Tomatoes and I'm going to look to see if you're posting these up. And they better all be up there. And the kills. People didn't just die, they were launched across rooms, through furniture, into walls. Physics packed its bags and left the state. I remember thinking, is this what electricity is always trying to do to us? Well, I saw it in action when my friend Robert told his little brother Chris to stick the fork in the outlet. And it breaks the circuit, but he got a blast all right. I want to say he had smoke under his nose too. By God, he was all right. I couldn't believe that either. I could not believe that. I'm looking at him like, holy fuck, this guy just took some volts. And he's just kind of like, Chris, you okay? Yeah, it's fine. He just kind of, it's fine. And you're like, he's all right. Don't do it again, but he's all right. The hero didn't help. He could astral project. His soul could leave his body. At age 10, this introduced a brand new terror. Your body can simply be vacated. That thought sat in my brain like a squatter's rights nightmare for years. Oh, yeah. That sat in my brain like a squatter's rights nightmare for years. Because what you're meaning is when you're squatting, possession is 9/10 of the law. So in order, you'd have to say, well, you're going to have to take me to the court system. That could be 2 years before I squat on out of here, squat my ass up. And the soundtrack, my God, the soundtrack, it sounds like Satan himself had formed a hair metal band and they were all very angry about being grounded. When Horace started surfing through TV channels, I stopped trusting television completely. Cartoons, ? Suspect. Commercials, ? Dangerous. The Weather Channel, possibly possessed. For weeks after, I changed channels with eyes half closed, like I was disarming a bomb. Yeah, I remember doing that too. When you just look through your eyelids, so if anything, I can close them even quicker. When the credits finally rolled, I didn't feel relief. I felt rewired. That night, I unplugged everything in my room. TV, lamp, alarm clock. Even my Ninja Turtles nightlight looked suspicious. I'm your little friend, your little glowing friend. Believe me, I'm not actually your friend, but I am. Blue canary in the outlet by the light switch, who watches over you. Make a little birdhouse in your soul, not to put too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. That's what you got a Ninja Turtles, but that's a little blue canary in the outlet by the light switch, who watches over me. Isn't that beautiful? They might be giants. right now. Dude, he is false metal. What did he do this week? Oh my God. You're telling me. I told you this guy's false metal. I told you. And I know. Listen to what I'm sitting there listening to his podcast. You're not going to believe the false metal he says. He says, make a little birdhouse and he's doing a They Might Be Giants song. False fucking metal, this guy. He's doing They Might Be Giants song. Well, to that retort, I'd say, how the fuck do you know it? You just told your buddy that I was singing that song. How did you know it? And don't say, that's because you said it. No, you knew it, because you was lipping along with me. Little birdhouse in his show. Oh, hey. The night I unplugged everything in my room, TVs, lamps, alarm clock, even my Ninja Turtles night light looking suspicious, electricity had become personal. Long-term effects, still present. Mid-fear of static. Deep distrust of wall outlets. Permanent association between lighting and serial killers. Yeah. Always in good lighting, right? I mean, no matter what, anytime you see a murder, there's always a good splash of light on it. Whereas you're like, look at that, that's cinematic every time. A lifelong soft spot for unhinged 80s horror. Me too. Adult rewatch verdict. It's ridiculous, it's loud, it's completely insane. And it still hits the same primal nerve like a live wire to the spine. I'll tell you one of mine, and I'm going to show you something fun. My tattoo I never showed you. Just the arm, yeah. Well, let's get through his thing here, and I'll tell you about my moment in movies that still just gets to me every time. Adult rewatch verdict. It's ridiculous, loud, yeah. Final childhood verdict, 5 stars. Not because it was good, because it changed my DNA. Grab your favorite beverage, sit in your favorite chair, and pop some popcorn and press play. On second thought, unplug the VCR. All right, that's Mike Buchanan's Movies That Are Bad. A scene that still sticks with me, and it's not, I mean, to me, a young me that saw this movie, my all-time favorite movie, David Lynch, go listen to David Lynch talk about the unified field. Go listen to him talk about transcendental meditation, my friends. Go listen to him, and he will explain some very, very wonderful things to you. David Lynch, but the Elephant Man. My God. And this movie, you'd say, Shane, that's a dramatic, but he's an ugly, John Merrick is a deformed man. He's a monster to a 10-year-old, 12-year-old when I saw the movie. And the thing about that movie is that he's so horrifying and so ugly to look at. And then you realize that he's such a beautiful human on the inside that he doesn't become an ugly monster anymore. You witness it. David Lynch literally changes your thought in that movie by making you shudder, like everyone is in the beginning of the movie, to the end where people are going, oh. And he did that in that movie. But the scene that always just raises the hair on my neck as I think about it is John Merrick is now staying at the hospital. If you haven't seen the movie, deformed man in a circus. Doctors want to perform their own circus on him and show him off to all their doctor buddies, just like the guy over in the tents showing it off to the local folks. But in the process, he becomes a stay at the hospital. So John Merrick is now at the prestigious London hospital, living in an attic room. But the old security guard that's running the place, he's running people up there to get a good look at him for some quid. 5 quid, you see, and you can see one of the ugly wonders of the world. And he's bringing girls up there and drinking. But one of the most touching scenes, and just sticks in my craw and guts every time, and it just, everything about it, is John Merrick has just come back from like a Broadway experience where he was treated like a human being for the very first time in his life. And he's sat down and he's combing what bit of hair he's gotten, going over the evening, and here comes old fella with some people. and he bangs on the window. Hey, whatever. They come into the room and they harass him and the girls, and they're drinking and everything else. And it's the music of the swirling of this poor man and these, low vibrational people just going, ah. And the saddest part is when they show, when they all quiet down and they show him himself, because that's kind of the thing about Merrick, is that don't get rid of mirrors. We don't want to see himself. So they show up his reflection. And he's horrified by that reflection. Now, how wonderful is that he's horrified by that reflection, yet he's an absolutely intelligent, brilliant, and smart and wonderful man, John Merrick. Because he's right there in the 5D. Okay? But, my tattoo. You're not going to see that very good, but that is, I wanted it to be the Sacred Heart, but it's John Merrick. It's the Elephant Man. Beauty and the Beast, right? What do you consider the beauty? The Sacred Heart or the Elephant Man, or both equal? Sometimes beauty is, it's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? That'll be interesting to see if all the green and everything just come out of that arm. Because I don't know if that green screen that I got behind me. Anyways, this sucker may be 3 hours long. We got to get through this, Michael, okay? We got to. I don't even know when I started this. That's all right if it takes eternity. I'll sit here for eternity, and I'll talk to you for eternity. Mike Buchanan on Maxi Cavalera. I must say the newest Soulfly album is fantastic. Would I want to see the Cavalera brothers reunite to give us a one-off new Sepultura album? Heck yeah, I would. But for now, Soulfly can keeps getting better with every new album. Speaking of the new Soulfly album, Chama, Michael Buchanan giving it that high praise there. J.P. Morgan, The Gong Show. Oh, and I was going to bring up to you guys, L'Amour's. I was watching a tattoo, Miss Althea and the B-Man here, L'Amour's. I was watching a tattoo. It was about an old-time guy. His name's Profetto, Mikey Profetto. And he's like literally right on the same street as L'Amour's, because in this segment they were talking about he's like a legend tattooing out there. But L'Amour's started getting all the heavy metal kids and shit, and so he's like, they're coming over here and I'm drawing the skulls on them and doing all this. So I was just curious if you guys remember because I don't know if they said, was it just called the New York Tattoo Parlor? I didn't get the name of the tattoo parlor, but you L'Amour, not L'Amour's, L'Amour Club fans, do you remember the tattoo joint? Because I believe he's still there. Anyways, J.P. Morgan from Gong Show. While I have vague memories of the Gong Show from my childhood, my parents wouldn't let me watch it. I have some memories from the reruns on the Game Show Network and remember some of her stunts. But what I do remember was her being on The Muppet Show and singing a duet with Dr. Teeth to the song That Old Black Magic. Yeah, I think she was a singer. But man, oh man, I've been watching more of it. And just whatever she says. I mean, she's pretty dirty too. Like she'll, some male dancer will be out there doing its thing or something. She's like, I want you to go back to my hotel room and strip down to that, But whatever she says, man, when they pan back to the contestant, they look like she straight said something rotten. Mike Buchanan on Gary Holt. It's making me want to cry waiting for the new Exodus album to drop. And the return of Mr. Rob Dukes on the vocals, yes. Mike Buchanan on Corrosion of Conformity. While not a giant fan of the band, I do like some of their music over the years. Will I check out the new album? Sure I will. Will I buy the new album? Who knows? Yeah, it's a good kind of, indifference. It's a positive indifference. Shane, it's time to do an all Christmas show. Week, whatever. I've been trying to get to you to do Christmas reactions for years now. I know, I'm so bad with putting all that together. We got to start getting a folder full. For that week, we should just do that. Sorry, I stopped your video to go check out the Pretty Reckless, What Are You for Christmas? And I liked it. See, wasn't that good that I didn't check out that video on this because then we couldn't do it on the... So there's one. We added on. I got to start making a Christmas thing. A great blend of soft and hard. Throw in nostalgia and you get a classic Christmas song. Made me feel all kinds of goodies. He's talking about her song there. All right, yeah, I'm going to start doing it. Let's get some ideas on that and put my name and Christmas songs in the search. We've done Motorhead, and I should sing a song. I should every once in a while do one of my singing videos again. I'll tell you, the green screen was hell though, but it was worth it. If I'm going to do Africa by Asia, I want to be riding an elephant through Egypt, and that's what I did. But it's hard. Mike Buchanan on Vernon Reid. Go get the band back. Go get the band back together. It's time once again to play Disney World. Oh. He says, go get the band back together. It's time once again to go play Disney World. As for AI, for what I use it for, it's a fantastic tool. I myself use AI just about every day at work to help with my job. Could AI do my job without me telling it what to do? No. I can't even do my job without someone telling me what to do. God. That was a Mike Buchanan backslap him. That was 2 snaps and a clap, man. Could AI do my job without telling it what to do? No. I can't even do my job without someone telling me what to do. Ow! It's like you slapped the cheek of the nasty man. It's like a 1970s movie. Ow! And now it's time for the Jive Talking Jokes of the Week. We do still have Miss Althea and one other fella whom Lucas. I think I see you put in a request there, but we'll get to that. Jokes of the Week. Where were knots invented? Thailand. Why do so many women use Dial soap? Because it spells happiness backwards. Laid? Sorry, Miss Althea. Is that true? They buy it in Me. Please bring me a screwdriver. My wife. Flathead, Phillips, or vodka? That's pretty good. If your wife knows you that good, she's like, fuck, I don't know if he's, what time is it? Well, it's noon, he's drinking. And and that was when I knew she was the one. I'm going to tell the joke again, I'm going to say the line again, because my eyes stopped wanting to read. Please bring me a screwdriver. Flathead, Phillips, or vodka, dear. And that was when I knew she was the one. I'm working on a bunch of jokes about wind. They're currently saved as drafts. And finally, 3 golf clubs walk into a bar. The putter orders a beer. The wedge orders a tequila. The third one says, nothing for me. I'm the driver. That's pretty good. Hashtag get Shane to 100K. Hashtag take it all the way. Hashtag get Shane a Razzie. I put hashtag take it all away. He did not add that one there. That is your heart, my friend. Miss Althea coming in. And then Lucas, my friend, I feel like you put in a request, and we've mentioned this from time to time. But this is the one place where I don't want to see a request. Everywhere else, oh, I beg for them. I love it. But the Jive Talkins is where we don't. So we'll get over him and end with Miss Althea. Hey, Shane, new sub here, and I appreciate that. I want to give you a heart for the sub. Could you please react to Miracles by Blondes? Anyone know this? 1990. I have a feeling you will really like it. Well, okay. I'm going to have to remember if I can think about that. But Lucas, take that and put it somewhere else. And not in a rude way, all right? Just another video of mine. Jive Talkins are only for fun and feedback, because that's what I need. I like to hear from you guys. Is it wrong for me not want to hear from you guys feedback to make myself better? That's why they have that box on the wall at work, where you put your things in there, things that could make this company run better, and you put the note in the box. And then you come over and you realize the box is empty. That's because they took the messages out the back to the burning pit and they threw them in there. Okay? Miss Althea, the dumbstruck fool, says, bah, humbug. And a teeny bit more. So she, well, I guess, Taylor Momsen, she's got her down here. So, Miss Althea on Max Cavalera and Soulfly. Don't care. She's got something for J.P. Morgan, though, I'll tell you that. J.P. Morgan. The gem and absolute highlight of the Gong Show, including the episode within an episode on the Carol Burnett Show. Oh, I never saw that. When the character of Eunice performed the 70s classic Feelings and got notoriously gonged. It is a classic epic skit and should be very familiar to anyone endeared to Carol Burnett. And I loved Carol Burnett as well. But I've been trying to figure out, is that on Tubi? Because I would love to go back to all of the Carol Burnett shows. First time I saw the snarky comedian guy, Don Rickles, was on Carol Burnett, and I said, and when he launched into the audience there, I just went, oh, who's this guy? Miss Althea on Gary Holt. He's the guitar player for Exodus, and his feelings on their new record. She says, don't care. Corrosion of Conformity, and talking about Pepper Keenan. He says he's got a whole head full of brilliant ideas, that guy. Pepper Keenan, look that man in the eyes, and he says, I got a whole head full of brilliant ideas. She says, don't care. Taylor Momsen and the Pretty Reckless. I have not seen the video for Where Are You Christmas, but I have heard the song a couple of times on Sirius XM's Holly channel. I think it's pretty decent. Pun intended. I mean, she can't really do Santa Baby, right? Coming down the road for me, ooh, Santa Baby. Miss Althea on Vernon Reed. The AI line is getting pretty darn fuzzy. I don't want to hear anything more about ChatGPT or whatever the fuck it's called. Oh. We are being encouraged to use it at work. To work smarter, not harder. Yeah, they never seem to care about all that working harder shit, did they? Say that to them 10-year-olds. Smoke. I saw a clip of a fucking, it was in Louisiana or somewhere, back in like 1910, and it's a fucking 10-year-old with coal from being down in a coal hole or a coal cave or what, a coal mine. And he's standing there with a fucking cigarette in his hand and bags under his eyes like he's been doing it 30 years. And he's like 10, 12 years old. Being smarter, not harder. That's fine. But we also need to actually work. You know what I mean? Wouldn't it be wonderful, though? I'm just saying this. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you lived in a world where your body and your mind had the at least comfort of knowing that if you was not working, it would be okay. Instead of the fear of must go, must keep, struggle, must go, you know? And how are all the young or younger generations ever going to learn how to actually write properly or simply write at all? And they're already getting into, I don't know what they're even saying sometimes. Bet. Bet is like the new word for, all right, cool. Yeah, chill. We'll say, oh yeah, bet. Yeah. But you know what? That's what we said about, gee, we swinging daddy-o, right? Daddy, he ain't a cool cat. He says I'm talking in the devil's lingo. You know what I'm talking about, pony boy? It is what it is. Every generation has their language, I guess. That's what I'm assuming. And how are all the younger generations going to actually write and learn to write at all, when they are otherwise being trained to dump words into a computer program that will write something for them? Oh, good God! If I would add the book report, AI, give me a book report, because I did that anyways. You know. This looks like you wrote it directly out of a page of a book, because you literally put page 216 in the corner. No, I read all the book and then I did it. Schools don't even teach kids how to write in cursive anymore, for God's sakes. And you pull out that old feather pen. I say... what are they calling themselves in the future? Buzzhead? Buzzbeat? I say so, Buzzbeat. How's Vector 9 doing for you? Well, I'm out here on the... That'd be me. Well, I'm out here in my beautiful red woodlands, in my beautiful state-of-the-art home cradled in the treetops. I've got my playroom down there, all the musical equipment that I'd ever want to use in my life, paint easels. I'd be writing to a friend, Quartong. I'm going to go, well, I feel in the next 5 years I may go see Quarton over there on planet Tortec. I may take the jump. It only takes us, what is it? It's almost depressing. It's like 1 minute to get to Tortec these days. It's like, what is going on? It used to take like 30 seconds to get to Tortec. Now it takes a minute, but that's for another day. Wouldn't that be a wonderful world? You got a friend that lives on Tortec? You got a fucking dragon? You know what I got? I got a dragon. You have a dragon. Can't see him. He's always flying right out of view, right behind me, right up through the sky where I can't see, or behind the clouds or whatever, but he's there. My dragon. She don't want to hear about ChatGPT. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, the writing. And I used to love calligraphy, cursive in school. And I had to do the papers with the cursive. It's shameful, in my opinion. You need to remind, okay, that's the end. Yeah, it's just technology, It is that. It's like, what if there's a way that you use your brains and you stop talking? And you're just like, hello, I'm just looking at you. I would laugh out loud if you told me a joke, mind to mind. You need to remind your viewers listeners of the Jive Talkin' is a no request zone. Your comment in on this episode was a request. Huh? You need to remind your viewers, listeners, up front. Did I do that? I felt like I did this time. That Jive Talkin' is a no request zone. Your first comment in on this episode was a request. Oh, so that's Lucas down here. Well, we're pointing the fingers at you, buddy. Listen here. Now, I appreciate you in your aviator sunglasses and that beautiful crystal sky that I hope you are turning around and breathing in that beautiful air and looking up and telling that sky and all that you cannot see in it how much you love it and how wonderful it is, Lucas. Lucas! But to Miss Althea's point, you do not put a request here. Because before anyone else, I believe you were the culprit that put this here. Now, I love you, all right? And I want you to succeed in all ways, everything and always. I think we handled that quite well. Miss Althea, there's your heart. And I'm going to give you a thumb up. I appreciate that. And I do appreciate the reminding me to say it up front. Because maybe if someone, maybe Lucas was licking his chops and he was listening to the first 5 minutes of the last podcast. And when I didn't say anything about it, he went, oh, okay, well, the road's clear. So there's that. All right, guys, I love you very much. Now, my friends, when I speak to you these ways, it is all with the deepest of the love in my heart. My big emerald green, beautiful gem of a heart. All it wants to give you is my love. That's it. That's it. And now I've started a new thing where I just say, put it down. If I start getting judgy in any way, I tell myself, put it down. It is not yours to carry. Because I was the king of that. You know me. Come on, baby. That's what I do this whole podcast is kind of be silly judgy, right, in a way. But you know the real judgy. Put it down. It's not yours to carry. But my Don is fucking butt. Put it down. It's not yours to carry. But I can't stand my brothers. Put it down. It's not yours to carry. I don't like the way this guy. Put it down. You can control within, without, above, below. Testing, 1, 2. Is this thing on? Just get back to the true essence of yourself. And you say, I don't know who that is, Shane, and that's the journey. Find it, because you'll find it. And it's you, but it's you at your most wonderful. That's what remembering who you truly are is coming back to a point where you remember that you were none of the things that had slowly been piled on top of you. You know what? I'm going to tell you something before we get out of here that I did. I went into meditation. And I went back and I remembered a specific time from when I was a very, very young boy. 4 years old, 5 years old. I'm in my bedroom. I'm the only child. There's a window. The sun's coming in on me. I've got my back against my dresser and the ladder from I don't know why we had bunk beds in there. I only had a child, unless something that I don't know about, but there was bunk beds in there. And I was using the ladder, so it was leaned up on the dresser, and I was sitting in there. And the light's coming in, and I was pretending, and I remember this clearly, I was pretending that I was looking out the carpet. Every fiber of the carpet was wilderness, the woods, some jungle. And every path, every design in the carpet or whatever was the little lakes and whatever, okay? And I'm 5 years old. And I remember looking out and thinking that, carpets, and I'm flying, And the sun, and I remember that. But then what I did was, I meditated to myself back in time. So I sat and I says, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to go back there. And I'm going to be the light that's in that room. And that child doesn't know it at the time, but I am going back to my childhood. And I'm going to tell that young boy that everything is going to be okay. That you're going to go through a hell of a lot. And these are tests, tribes, tribulations, and things that you must go through, as terrible as they can be. But you will hold strong, stay whole, stay you. That's what I would tell that child. So what did I do? I meditated myself back to that time. I told myself that, and somewhere in my little brains, pretending I'm in a helicopter, the light from the windows coming in on me. My higher self was right there in the light to tell myself, fucking hold on. Hold on. Don't lose your stride. Don't lose your strength. Don't lose your heart. Don't lose who you are morally. Don't lose who you are at your core. And then start to peel away all of that stuff that doesn't belong to you, because that's all that negative. Get it off. So I went back. And you can do that too. Go back. Sit with yourself. Remember one of those finest memories where you say, that was the moment, man. And then tell yourself it. Feel yourself right there looking at that beautiful little kid that's just about to get into a whole mess of messy business with the world. And tell him, hold strong, hold fast, hold true. All right. I love you guys. If you make it this far, oh man, you are the creme de la creme. I am you and you are me, and you are no one. We are all the same and equal, and it's all right in here. Get it. Go get it. You guys fire me up sometimes. Kind of feeling like oh. We're doing a song. I don't know what I'm even doing. Come on. Baby, get it down, get it on up. Baby, gonna work it, work it. Baby, gonna love it, gonna get it, gonna have a good time. Gonna do a little heavy metal news. David Coverdale, Gene Simmons, and Dave Mustaine. Come on, man, come on, go insane. It's a drive, it's insane, it's insane. Job talking with the Shane D. You get your motherfucking heavy metal news for real. We'll take you in the back and we'll take you in the front. We'll dance all night, it'll make you grind. Grunt, grunt, grunt. Shane Diablo, make you grunt. Heavy metal news, you grunt. Shane Diablo, make you grunt. Heavy metal news, you make you grunt, 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 grunt. Baby, gonna grunt all night with you. Gonna grunt all night with you, baby, honey, gonna grunt all night with you. Grunt, baby, grunt, grunt, baby, gonna grunt all night, gonna grunt, gonna make it feel right, gonna grunt all night, gonna grunt now, baby, gonna do Shane Diablo.